From Dunlap High School, Clutch Sports Media is proud to present Mid-Illini Conference Baseball for the first time ever. Alongside Matt Harrington, I'm Larry Larson, getting set to bring you Dunlap hosting Pekin. And Matt, you can feel the excitement between these two teams, but there's a lot of uncertainty this season in the Mid-Illini Conference season, really in all across the state for IHSA baseball, because there has not been a season since 2019, so neither team really knows what to expect. Yeah,
Larry, absolutely. And both of these teams have been waiting to play for so long, especially compared to some of the other sports that did get to play during the shortened season or school year of 2019-2020. But anytime you got some conference rivalry action, it's good to see. And both Pekin and Dunlap are ready to go here this afternoon.
Dunlap enters this one at 4-3. They are the defending Mid-Illini Conference champion and sectional champion. They had a great team in 2019. Of course, no season last year. But, you know, looking at that 2019 Dunlap team, Matt, a lot of names that we recognize as Bradley students, Jackson Chatterton, Taylor Catton, two players playing at the next level here in the Peoria area, and a handful of others that went on to play at various other schools. This Dunlap program has been very strong over the last few years.
They have, indeed, Larry, and just the ability for them to advance players to the next level in college has also been such a huge thing, like you touched on. We were talking with head coach Eric Stone of Dunlap before the game, and he was telling us that he's just had so many players that have gone on to play college baseball over the past few years, and that's a sign of a well-run program here at Dunlap.
Of course, head coach Eric Stone in his first full season for the Eagles, coached at Metamora before coming over to Dunlap. So his first really full go-round, and kind of digging into Dunlap's schedule a little bit. They've played some good programs. They took on U-High, played Sacred Heart Griffin down in Springfield. So they are battle-tested, you know, entering the conference season, which you can't always say all the time.
No, you can't, and they have, like you mentioned, played some very difficult teams. And that U-High team is very good, as we know here on Clutch Sports Media. So, and they've been tested, and now you get another beast in conference play coming up right here.
Yes, Pekin went 5-5 last go-round in the Mid-Illini Conference in 2019. And as the PA announcer goes through the starting lineups, let's do the same. First, for the visiting Pekin Dragons, they'll bat first. It'll be Broker Bailey leading things off, playing shortstop. Ethan Hedge will bat second and play first base. Tristan Rice will pitch and bat third. Luke Towery will play second base and bat fourth. Cale Jacobs is behind the dish, batting fifth. Mason Newman will play center field and bat sixth. Tanner Bradshaw will play left field and bat seventh. Dane Lohman out and right, batting eighth. And to round it out, Josh Barnes playing third base. And for the host Dunlap Eagles, Jack Barham will take the ball on the mound and bat leadoff. Jack Tadine will play left field and bat second. Chris LaCrone will be the third baseman, batting third. Logan Van Hookland will do the catching and bat cleanup. Lucas Dittmer is the DH, and he'll bat fifth. Graham Malcolm bats sixth and plays second base. Blake Wolfcool will bat seventh and play right field. Ian Donaldson will play center, and Jake Abbenroth will play first base and bat ninth. And Matt, a few players for this Dunlap team that played on their sectional championship team a few years ago, but that's another thing that we talked about with Coach Stone is it's kind of a fresh slate. A lot of these guys did not play a lot of varsity baseball, and that the same can be said for the other side.
Yeah, absolutely, Larry. With that extended layoff, you know, it's hard to bring some of that talent back, especially when you've had upperclassmen on teams past. And there are some good players, of course, on this Dunlap team. And head coach Eric Stone was talking about Chris LaCrone in particular being one of their better hitters so far in the season, but he's expecting that his team will be able to continue their good hitting that they have had in recent weeks.
As you hear the Dunlap lineup being introduced, we should have the National Anthem coming up here soon, but team introductions going down right now. And Matt, you know, as a high school player, there's nothing like playing at home, hearing the PA announcer getting introduced, taking the field with your teammates. It's a good feeling.
It is, Larry. You know, anytime that you're on the field like this, you know, especially having not played baseball in so long before this season, it feels so good to be back. I mean, it feels good for us, too, up here in the booth.
Yeah.
To be back on the headset at a baseball field. And, you know, overall, you just can't state how exciting it is to be here at Dunlap.
I don't know about you, Matt, but I'm a big fan of the game of baseball.
Me
Probably
too.
my favorite sport. And, you know, there's nothing like being out at the ball field. Beautiful day game, beautiful sunshine. We'll get a little mix of both. Stay with us on Clutch Sports Media for Game 2 of this doubleheader for the Eagles. They'll take on PND after this game. Pause for the National Anthem. A beautiful recorded rendition of the National Anthem. And, Matt, that's something you hear a little different everywhere. That was one I haven't heard before.
I don't think I've heard that either, Larry. You know, everywhere you go, it's different, like you mentioned. There seems to be a few that stand out above the rest, though, depending on where you go. You know, the Whitney Houston version is very popular depending on the school that you go to. So, yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on where you go, but a extra long version.
Yes, indeed. And it's almost time for baseball at long last. First game of a doubleheader for these Eagles. First game of conference play for both Pekin and Dunlap. Dunlap, as we were mentioning, will take on Peoria Notre Dame after this first game wraps up. And taking a look at the pitcher and the battery, for that matter, it'll be Jack Barham getting warmed up on the mound for the Eagles. He'll be tossed into Logan Van Hooklen.
Yeah, Barham, a right-hander, Larry, as you may or may not be able to see a little tough on your screen, of course, with just the one camera setup. But we've heard good things about Barham and Van Hooklen for Dunlap, and so excited to see the connection between those two on the mound and behind the plate.
Taking a look at Barham's numbers, he's pitched 10 innings in 2 appearances, surrendered 2 earned runs, struck out 12 and walked 7, giving up 1 home run in 49 batters faced. And he looks to have some good velocity. We'll see what he can do against Pekin today. He'll square off against Broker Bailey to start us off.
Good numbers, though, for Barham. Larry, like you mentioned, see if he keeps that up here this afternoon.
First pitch is fouled off, and we are underway at 4:23 p.m. Central Time.
Already you see that velocity from Barham to start.
Working quickly. First 2 pitches are high, and Bailey lays off that one. Back to it, and fouled off again. Look out on the street. And it's 1-2, and that's one thing, Matt, that's not too common in the game of baseball is pitchers working quickly. The more they do that, the more they keep hitters off balance. Barham buries a breaking ball in the dirt there, and Bailey doesn't give chase.
Yeah, Bailey's had to keep up with the pace early on. Like you mentioned, Larry, swinging at a couple of pitches that ended up foul.
Now it's full. This is exactly what you want out of your leadoff batter. Bailey doing a great job of working the count, exposing Barham's repertoire. And he walked him.
Good job to be patient up there at the plate. He got ahead of a couple of balls, found himself down on the count, but able to work the walk. Good start for Pekin.
So here's Ethan Hedge, first baseman, one of a few lefties in this order. Quick check on Bailey, who's back without a dive. We'll see if Bailey takes off for second. Hedge squares to bunt, pulls back. Van Hilkelen thought about a snap throw down to first, but thought better. Another pickoff throw, and that's one thing that pitcher's got to be careful of, Matt, is not to focus too much on the runner at first base and kind of go after the task at hand in the batter.
You don't want to distract yourself too much.
Hedge squares to bunt and gets it down. It'll get the job done. Barham over to first, and Bailey moves up to second base.
Well executed sacrifice there, Larry. Gets the runner over to second, and you know, you could tell Bailey was thinking about maybe going, but they get him over to second on the sacrifice. But already a runner in scoring position here with one out.
Brings up Tristan Reif. And he takes a strike. Never want to work from behind against the heart of the order. Barham doing a good job getting out in front. 0-1. Nice curveball, and it's 0-2. Reif, pretty tall stature in the right-handed batter's box. The 0-2, swung on and missed. He got him. It's a big second out, and now it's up to Luke Towery.
Well, that was a great at-bat there from, or rather the sequence by Barham at bat. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Getting to the point very quickly, Larry.
Doesn't get easier than that. First pitch to Towery, but not before a pause. It's always good to manufacture a run in the first inning. And the throw goes down to second, and it hits the runner. So a bad break for Bailey in more ways than one there. But anytime you can score first, Matt, especially in the first inning, that provides a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. You want to start strong, especially in conference play. First conference game of the season.
Especially on the road, too, Larry.
Oh, yeah. 1-1 now on Towery. Barham working quickly. 1-2.
Like a curveball that time, and was able to fight it off.
If you're Towery here, Matt, what are you looking for?
Well, you got to be careful, obviously, Larry, with 2 strikes. Just try to avoid anything off the plate.
He fights that one off well over our heads. Staying alive. Got something upstairs there. Wouldn't be shocked to see Barham go downstairs. It's one thing you always want to be looking to do as a pitcher is change that eye level. Barham set for another 1-2. Gets away from Van Hilkelen. Bailey up to third.
Well, now you'd have that runner much closer than he would be at second, Larry. So base hit here will likely score that run from third. So,
or another wild pitch.
Or that.
Got to be careful with that breaking ball. Here's the 2-2. We'll do it again. Good battle by Towery. And really, other than that 3-pitch strikeout, Matt, we've seen a lot of good battles from these Pekin
We have.
hitters.
You know, Tristan Reif was the one that you mentioned went down on 3 pitches, but they've been battling, fouling balls off, and finding ways to stay alive in the count.
Another 2-2 delivery. That time he got him swinging. So the Dragons strand a runner on third base to start the ball game. Jack Barham works out of trouble. And the score after a half inning, it's Pekin 0 and the Eagles coming up on Clutch Sports Media. Bottom half of the first inning at Dunlap. Mid-Illini Conference opener for the Eagles and the Dragons. And Pekin strands a runner on third base in the top half. We'll see what the Eagles can do. Starting with Jack Barham, 1-2-3 due up for the Eagles to start it off. They'll go to work against Tristan Reif. First pitch is fouled off. Looks like the home plate umpire. Barham right on it, and it's 0-1.
Can hurt if you're an umpire, Larry.
No kidding.
I was one for 3 seasons, and I had that happen a few times.
Reif winds and deals. Breaking ball goes about 58 feet. Back even at 1 apiece. It's one job I've never envied as an umpire.
Some of those crowds, man, especially
the
parents, they can be ruthless, that's for sure.
Especially at the high school level, man. You get some of these parents who are really into it. I remember in my Little League days, some parents were just over the top.
I found that it was actually worse the younger they were.
Oh, yeah. 3-1 is inside, and it's a leadoff walk. Just how Pekin started the ball game in the top half, and we'll see if Dunlap can bring them around. Jack Tudine steps up now.
Good patience, though, at the plate by Barham. Only getting the 1 strike, and good start to the inning for Dunlap.
Right against lefty. And Reif pours in a strike. Tudine batting 150 through 7 games, according to Max Preps. 3 hits, no RBIs, 2 doubles, though.
See those numbers, too, Larry, and think, oh, 150, that's a little low. Well, you know, you've only played a handful of games so far. Plenty of time to turn that average around.
Especially that doubles number is encouraging. He's got some good pop in that bat. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Nice off-speed offering from Reif, and it's 1-2.
Got to protect here if you're Tudine.
Long pause. And they've got him picked off, and they got him. Heads up play by Reif. The steal was on. Barham took off a little too soon. And Pekin capitalizes on a base running mistake.
Yeah, Reif's leg obviously was not up yet, and a little bit too aggressive there from Jack Barham, and cost Dunlap a out.
Tudine just takes a bit high there, and it's 2-2. And he goes chasing well above his head. And just like that, there's 2 down.
Yeah, very quick start to the inning here, Larry, and Reif does a nice job of attacking the zone and getting that final out. Thought that last pitch that was called a ball could have been called a strike, but either way, he gets the batter to swing for strike 3.
Now it's up to Chris LeCrone, and he chops it to the left side. Bailey, can he recover? No, he can't.
Another tough play to make there for Pekin, but that was off speed he went after right away, and good hustle by him as well to get down the line and beat out the throw.
Of course, Matt, and we're our own official scorers today, so is that a hit or an error?
I'm going to give that an error that time, but close call. I guess our producer Joey Wright has other ideas.
All right, we'll go with the Joey Wright call there. Tough play to make for Bailey. Backhanded, knocked it down. Oh, it was close play. Credit to LeCrone for beating it out. Dunlap, a 2-out base runner for Logan Van Hooklen. First pitch to him. Popped up foul. Matt, every time there's a foul ball off to the right side, I want to peek out towards the street, see if there's a car coming.
Yeah, I mean, the road is very close here that I'm sure you have foul balls that end up on the road all the time, and
hopefully no windshields damaged.
Yeah, had that a few times. That
pickoff throw gets away. LeCrone will take off for second. Throw is not in time. And Dunlap has a runner in scoring position.
Saw that happen a couple times last inning too, Larry, with the pickoff attempts, and this time Dunlap was able to advance, and like you mentioned, runner in scoring position here with 2 outs.
Van Hooklen has 4 RBIs on the year, batting .200. 0-1. Make it 0-2. Well-placed pitch from Tristan Reif there. Always want to work towards the outer half against good hitters. See if Van Hooklen can battle. Runner goes, and the pitch is popped up, out of play.
Yeah, you felt like Crone was going to make his way down to third there. He's got some good speed at second. Now 0-2 here with 2 outs.
Reif gazes in for the sign. Another 0-2. He got him. Clipped him with a fastball. Now the inning continues for Lucas Dittmer.
Well, you think, Larry, yeah, if they don't have that base running gaff a little bit earlier this inning, they've got the bases loaded right now. So, but they still have an opportunity to cash in here with runners at first and second, 2 down.
Dittmer batting .250. 1 RBI. Runners go, and they will retreat back to their respective bags. Dunlap base runners getting some good exercise here in this first inning.
Yes, they are, and I'm sure you can probably attest to this too, Larry, but you're going to see a lot more steals at the high school level than you would at the college level.
You always want to test that catcher's arm unless you know for a fact they are playing at the next level or if they've got a really good arm. Eagles have not hesitated to try and test Cale Jacobs behind the plate. Crone at second, Van Hooklen on first. 1-1 on Dittmer.
Like the pitch idea there, just need to find the zone on that one.
Jacobs sets up inside. And Reif misses low and away. Reif struggling with command. Has walked a batter and hit a batter in this first. 2-1. Make it 3-1. Dangerous pitch coming up.
Yeah, Dittmer's making him work here, that's for sure. Not going to give him anything easy to hit, but like you mentioned, got to be very careful here at 3-1.
Dittmer can probably sit fastball here. We'll see what he gets. He watches a fastball low, and the bases are loaded for Graham Malcolm.
Big opportunity here, Larry. And oftentimes, if you look back and whatever happens in this game, a lot can be said about the first inning here if they're able to cash in, set the momentum for the rest of the game, or potentially leave the bases loaded.
Now with the bases juiced, you can't help but think even more of that base running gaff by Jack Barham. He walked to start the inning and then was caught in no man's land between first and second, trying to steal a little bit too early. 0-1 on Malcolm. Ripped to shortstop. Bailey goes the short way, and the Dragons escape. Tristan Reif walks 2 batters and hits a man, but no runs scored for the Eagles. And after 1, it's Dunlap nothing, Pekin nothing on Clutch Sports Media. Welcome back to Dunlap. Clutch Sports Media presenting Mid-Illini Conference Baseball between Dunlap and Pekin.
All sorts of base runners there, Larry, especially that bottom half of the first for Dunlap. But you mentioned the base running mistake by Dunlap that may have cost them an opportunity to get on the scoreboard, and instead they leave the bases stranded. So we'll see if that has any impact on the rest of the game.
Jack Barham made that base running mistake, and now he takes the ball for his second inning of work on the bump. He'll square off against Cale Jacobs, Mason Newman, and Tanner Bradshaw. 5, 6, 7 in the order, and Jacobs watches strike one.
Yeah, we're looking at the roster sheet for Pekin, Larry, before the game, and we noticed that Jacobs' last name was misspelled, and I think they flipped the O and the B around, and we thought maybe Jack Bose, I don't know, but
Jack Bose.
Got it clarified. And
that'd be a new one.
Yes, it would.
Nice breaking ball there from Barham. Had Jacobs ducking. But it's a ball, 1-2. Barham back to work quickly, pours in the curveball again, and again it misses inside.
Good pitch. I mean, that's a tough one to call as a ball if you're an umpire.
2-2's fouled off. Matt, when I played in high school, I was an okay hitter. Had my fair share of at-bats at the varsity level. I remember we played in one game against Boylan Catholic in Rockford, and the opposing pitcher had a great curveball. Continue in a moment, as that's ball 3. Looks like Jacobs forgot the count, thought it was ball 4. Now it's full. But
that threw me off there
yes.
for a minute as well.
Oh, that'll happen. The opposing pitcher that I was facing had a great curveball, and he tossed it, and I ducked. And you know, there's nothing more embarrassing than ducking at a curveball.
Oh, absolutely.
The umpire called it a strike. Payoff gets away from Van Hookland, and it's ball 4. So the next pitch, go figure, I knew the curveball was coming, and it was an 0-1 count. And he threw it again, and I ducked again. But I'm like, you know what? This isn't happening again. Stuck out my elbow, got hit, went on down to first base, ended up coming around to score. But there's pretty much nothing more embarrassing than that. Ducking out of the way of the curveball that's not going to hit you.
Shows you how good of a pitch it is, though, Larry.
Oh, of course. Mason Newman drops down a bunt. Barham makes the easy play. Another successful sacrifice, so it's deja vu all over again here in the second inning. Just how the first inning started for the Dragons, a walk and a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, and then followed up with 2 strikeouts, so maybe we'll get the exact same thing. Who knows?
Barham's first pitch in there for a strike against Tanner Bradshaw. Barham worked very efficiently to end that first inning. He's out in front 0-2. If you remember, Matt, Barham set down Rife on 3 pitches after that sac bunt. We'll see if he can do it again to Bradshaw. The 0-2 swung on and foul tipped. Thought he got him, but we'll have another 0-2 pitch.
You could see he wanted to smack that one to the outfield.
See if Bradshaw gets a pitch to hit. Another 0-2. And that one finds the Pekin dugout. But Bradshaw stays alive.
Seen a little bit more battle this time from him at the plate.
Yet another 0-2. And that one misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Pekin left fielder. Nice stop by Van Hookland. He'll throw down to second, and they almost had Jacobs leaning. Close play at second. Good throw from Van Hookland.
He's got an arm behind the plate, and saw him try that in the first inning as well.
The battle rages on between Bradshaw and Barham.
Big opportunity here, though, Larry. Runner in scoring position, only one out.
At the very least, you want to put the ball in play. Bradshaw watches a good curveball, and now the count is full. What a battle. Here's the payoff pitch. Got him. Called strike 3. Bradshaw knew it.
That was a perfectly placed pitch, and sometimes as a hitter you just kind of have to go tip your cap when a pitch comes in like that. Well executed, and third strikeout of the day for him.
Now it's up to Dane Lohman. He watches a fastball strike on the outer half. Well-placed pitch by Barham. Lohman, the right fielder. Barham misses inside.
Another called strike there, Larry, and a little bit of a frame maybe from the catcher Van Hookland, but it was still a good pitch nonetheless.
1-2. Did Lohman go around? He did not. Kind of shows you how good that breaking ball is. Lohman almost offered at that. Well outside. 2-2. Got him. Called strike 3. So what do you know? Just how the first inning ended. A walk, a sacrifice bunt, and 2 strikeouts for Jack Barham. Keeps the score at 0-0 through 1.5 on Clutch Sports Media. Nothing ball game going to the bottom half of the second. Both teams with opportunities here early on, but still scoreless. Tristan Reif, Pekin's right-handed starter, will square off against the lower third of the order for Dunlap, starting with Blake Wolfcool. Skies that one down the left side and well out of play.
Just got to straighten that one out a bit, but that was a good swing right there from Wolfcool.
0-1. Slow breaking ball for strike 2.
Very good pitch right there from Reif, and both pitchers haven't shown their curveballs early on here.
Goes back to it. That time it tails too far. 1-2. Both pitchers working quickly as well. Mark Burley-like efficiency from both pitchers. Reif winds and deals and sets down Wolfcool.
Good pitch there. Second strikeout of the game for him.
That brings up Ian Donaldson. Donaldson hitting .273. 6 hits this season. Pops that one foul, and it's 0-1.
I have a feeling that one went straight into the street there, Larry, behind us.
0-1. That one is popped up again into the street. And it didn't find the street, actually. Just short.
One of the young kids over there went and grabbed it.
I'm kind of surprised they don't have a net in between
Yeah.
the field and the street. Regardless, the 1-2 is behind Donaldson. And it's 2-2.
Almost hit his bat too, Larry.
Oof.
And of course, it'd be a foul ball if that happens.
That's never ideal as a hitter.
No.
Especially bad when it hits your hand but also hits the bat. Painful and a strike. Tomahawk to third, past Barnes. Donaldson with a big round. The throw into second, got him. What a throw by Tanner Bradshaw. 2 down.
Well, you could tell Donaldson was thinking too right from the moment he stepped out of the batter's box to run to first there. And excellent play in left field by Bradshaw to get that in. And again, base running has been a little bit of an issue here in the first couple innings for Dunlap.
Comes down to Jake Abendroth here in the second. Dunlap stranded, the bases loaded in the first. Just looking for a base runner here in the second. That one hit well to left, and that one is going to get down. This time Abendroth will cruise into second with extra bases. It would have been hard to get him at second there, and it's a 2-out double for the 9-hitter.
It's a terrific response, Larry, from Dunlap. Man, Abendroth jumped all over that one. And now Barham has a chance to potentially bring in that runner from second here with 2 outs.
Anytime you can get production from the lower half of the order, it's certainly ideal. Sets up the top half with runners on base. Barham walked last inning. He takes low. Barham hitting .269. Senior has 1 RBI, 2 doubles. (1-0). Back even at 1. Looks like Jim Matson's going to retrieve that foul tapper.
Sure, he's done that quite a few times over the course of his career here in Central Illinois.
He's out of the camera shot, but Matt, I'm intrigued. He is within the bounds of the fence here, just behind the on-deck circle. Reif buries the curveball. Good stop by Cale Jacobs.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize that, Larry. He's right front and center there, isn't he?
Good view. Not often you see the sportscaster within the fence. Got to look out if there's a left-handed hitter.
He gets those special privileges, though, when you've been
course.
doing it as long as he has.
Apparently. 3-1 on Jack Barham. Another dangerous count for Tristan Reif. Can he work around more 2-out trouble? Pitch on the way. Called strike, and it's full.
Tough pitch to lay off there, Larry, but now he has an opportunity again. Strike him out. Walked him the first time, so full count here.
Payoff from Reif. Ripped down the left field line. Fair.
No.
Foul. Man, that landed right on the line. Bradshaw was ready to play it like it was a fair ball. He doesn't get any closer than that.
Yeah, it's such a close play, Larry. And, yeah, you're right. I mean, it looked fair. Wasn't, but we'll do it all over again.
We'll have to watch the replay back later. Another payoff pitch. Drilled the opposite way, and that will fall. Abendroth around third. He will score easily, and it's an RBI 2-bagger for Jack Barham.
Well, great job. The patience paying off. That can be heartbreaking as a hitter when you see a ball like that go foul. But he sticks with it, gets a double, finds a way to get on base for the second time today. And no disputing that one, Larry. That was about as fair as it gets.
Yes, indeed. Gapper into right center. Inning continues for Jack Tadine. Takes a hack and a miss, and it's 0-1. Tadine struck out swinging in the first. One of 2 strikeout victims for Tristan Reif. 0-1 pitch, and it hit him.
Second batter he's hit today here, Larry.
Reif with some control issues, hitting a batter on the left side as well as the right side. So now 4 straight Eagles have reached, if you count that single by Ian Donaldson after he was thrown out at second base. So here's Chris Leckrone.
Good hitter up at the plate here, Larry. And this is when you want to have your 3-hole hitter up with some runners on base. Chance to extend that Dunlap lead even further.
Barham on second after an RBI double. Tadine on first after the hit by pitch. Slap the opposite way, and that will fall. Barham is around third. The throw doesn't get to the plate. Tadine stops at third. And Leckrone picks up an RBI. It's 2-0 Dunlap.
Nice play there. Or base hit, rather. It looked like Lohman actually slipped a little bit, Larry, which might have delayed his throw back into the infield. But Dunlap will take advantage of that any day of the week, and now they have another run crossing the plate.
Runners on the corners for Logan Van Hooklen. He was hit back in the first inning. Gets under this one. Mason Newman camps under it and makes the play. But Dunlap makes things happen with 2 outs. A double by Jake Abendroth gets things started, and then an RBI double from Jack Barham is followed by an RBI single from Chris Leckrone. 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 left in the Dunlap second, and it's 2-0 Eagles. Headed to the 3rd inning in Dunlap, and Jack Barham now pitches with a 2-run cushion. So he'll square off against 9-1-2 in the Dragons order, starting with Josh Barnes.
The battle of the Josh Bees here, Larry.
A little tapper to second base. Tough play is made by Graham Malcolm. Score that 4-3. And there's 1 down for Broker Bailey.
Well, we were told about the slow infields, and see that on full display there, Larry.
Oh, yeah. And a little cue shot. He got caught up in the grass. Broker Bailey takes low and away. He walked back in the first. Now it's 1-1. But, Matt, that 4-3 putout breaks the streak of the pattern that we saw in the first 2 innings, with the inning starting with a walk, and then a sacrifice bunt, and then 2 strikeouts.
Very rare that you would see that happen the exact same 2 innings in a row, but never know what you're going to get when you come to the ballpark.
2-2 on Bailey. And he caught him window shopping. 2 up, 2 down. It comes down to Ethan Hedge in the third.
Well, he's certainly utilizing the strikeout quite a bit here, Larry. That's 5 through 2 2/3.
He pours in a strike to Hedge. Barham working so quickly, too. Winds and deals.
Yeah, you mentioned the pace, Larry. I feel like I'm playing MLB The Show, and I'm just skipping all the little cut scenes between pitches.
Definitely what it feels like. Barham behind 2-1. May have heard our producer Joey Wright controlling the balls and strikes on the scoreboard in the upper left hand of your screen. 3-1. And Hedge draws a walk. Third walk, issued by Barham. So here's Tristan Reif.
We saw Reif go down on 3 pitches last time, Larry, so see if we get a little bit more patience out of him at the plate, or if Barham comes and attacks once again.
It's tough to be patient. And now the Dragons chasing 2. So we'll see if Reif tries to jump on one of the first pitches. Barham wants to get to work quickly, but umpire hadn't called time yet. Quick check on Hedge, who's back safely. Now the first pitch. Popped up. Shallow left. Long run for Tadine, and it drops in. Hedge goes first to third. Heads up base running by Reif as he cruises into second. And now the Dragons have something going with 2 outs here in the third.
That's heads up base running by both Hedge and Reif there, Larry. And, you know, most of the time you're going to see those runners come out about halfway, but they felt that was going to drop all the way. And because of that, they get to second and third here.
Couldn't have placed it any better into a proverbial Bermuda Triangle of sorts out there in fair territory. Barham comes back with a strike. Pops the mitt of Van Hookland, doesn't get the call. And it's 1-1. That will prompt a mound visit just between the battery and head coach Eric Stone.
Believe we have a pinch runner, Larry,
A courtesy runner for the catcher.
Yep. There you go.
Mason Hess. And Matt, if you're Coach Stone here, what's the message?
Well, I think you just got to maybe slow it down a notch here. You know, we've seen him work quite a bit at a high pace throughout this game, and tricky situation to be in here with 2 runners in scoring position, 2 gone. A base hit could tie this game. So just got to be really careful about where you locate your pitches here.
Working from the stretch. 1-1. Nice curveball, misses low and away, and it's 2-1 to Towery, who struck out swinging in the first. Dragons can draw even with a base knock. Nice pitch from Barham.
It's a perfectly executed pitch. Similar pitch on the previous one, but able to find the strike zone there.
2-2. Swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Jack Barham, his 6th of the afternoon. And Dunlap forces Pekin to strand 2 runners in scoring position, and the score remains Dunlap 2, Pekin nothing on Clutch Sports Media. Dunlap with all the momentum early on in this one, up 2-0. And in the last half inning, the Eagles stranded 2 runners in scoring position. We'll see if they can add more runs here as Tristan Reif, Pekin right-hander, delivers a first pitch strike to Lucas Dittmer. 5-6-7 due up for the Eagles here. And it's 0-2 on Dunlap's DH.
Reif not wasting any time here. 2 really good pitches to start this at bat.
Quickly back to it. Nice curveball upstairs. Dunlap knocked around Reif in the second. Looking to bounce back. Driven to the opposite field. Playable for Lohman. 1 down.
See the power there from Dittmer despite the flyout. I mean, he drove that one pretty close to the wall out there in right, Larry. And if he can get that pitch a little bit more where he wants it, he has the power threat for sure to hit a home run.
Graham Malcolm due up now. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up in the first. Ground ball to shortstop. He's out in front 1-0. Reif misses inside again. That's been a common miss for him today.
Talk about the momentum, Larry, though, with that Dunlap has. They already have 5 hits through the first 2 innings of this game. Offense has come alive early.
One of a few sophomores on this team is Malcolm. And he takes a strike there. Always good to have that young core getting some experience early on.
Going to likely see that through a lot of teams in the area.
Malcolm was mistaken there. Thought that was ball 4. Instead it was a called strike 2. And the count is full. Whoops.
Whoops is right.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. Reif comes back to get him. Strikeout number 3 for the Pekin starter. 2 down for Blake Wolfcool.
Job to fight back by Reif and that at-bats, and it's a big second out here. It has not happened so far in the game where they've been able to get the first 2 batters out of the inning.
Reif in a rhythm now. 0-1. Make it 1-1. Of course, Dunlap scored both of their runs last inning with 2 outs. It's a hit parade. Reif misses low. Wolfcool struck out swinging last inning. For Ian Donaldson followed with a single but was caught at second base.
You know, I'm wondering, Larry, with that foul ball there, if it would be possible, if somehow one of those foul balls could end up here in the press box somehow.
That's something I always try to assess every ballpark I broadcast at. I don't think it's possible here. Really take a pop fly at the right angle. I don't care to calculate the math. But
not a big physics guy?
No, not whatsoever. Payoff pitch. Popped up. Lohman is there. Puts the squeeze on it, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 3rd inning for Tristan Reif and Pekin. And the score holds. Dunlap 2, Pekin nothing. You're watching Mid-Illini Conference Baseball on Clutch Sports Media. Head to the fourth inning, Mid-Illini Conference opener for Dunlap and Pekin. The Eagles hold the 2-0 advantage after a 2-run second inning. Jack Barham back out there for a fourth inning of work. Set square off against Cale Jacobs, Mason Newman, and Tanner Bradshaw. He delivers a first pitch strike. Jacobs walked in the second inning, advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt. Barham has looked very sharp so far. 6 strikeouts.
Just the one hit allowed so far for him as well, Larry. And you see, if you're just joining us, you'll notice he's working at a very, very fast pace on the mound.
Cued down to first. Abendroth makes the play himself. There's quickly one down.
Saw that ball get slowed up by the infield grass there as well. And
nice and thick.
Yes.
One way to describe it. First pitch to Newman is in there for a strike.
Something as an infielder got to be aware of here compared to, not sure how the other Mid-Illini fields look, but you probably would know more about that than I do.
This is our first baseball game on ClutchSportsIL.com, so we'll just have to find out. Only other field I have seen is Washington's.
Beautiful field.
Yes, nice press box. 1-2 pitch. Popped the opposite way. Long run for LeCrone, and he won't get there. More life for Mason Newman.
Our producer Joey Wright saying Limestone has a nice field.
Can't say I've seen it, but 1-2 misses outside. Nauman had a sac bunt back in the second. Sends that one right back to Barham. He was ready, and there's 2 down.
It barely had to move his glove there, Larry. I mean, that thing popped right in and easy out. And again, he's got the first 2 batters out of the inning.
See if he can record a strikeout for the 4th consecutive inning. Try to do it against Tanner Bradshaw, who he set down looking in the second. 1-0. Grounder to short. Zach Diver makes the play. 1-2-3 frame for Jack Barham. And Dunlap holds a 2-0 lead over Mid-Illini Conference rival Pekin on CSM. Bottom of the 4th inning between Dunlap and Pekin on Clutch Sports Media, Mid-Illini Conference opener. In case you're just joining us, the Eagles scored their 2 runs in the bottom half of the second, all coming with 2 outs. Ian Donaldson, the 8 batter, pops up the first pitch. Tristan Reif, the pitcher, gets out of the way, and the catcher, Cale Jacobs, makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It can be really tough as a catcher, Larry, to see those balls on a sunny day like today, but nice job by Jacobs to stick with it, get the out.
So here's Jake Abendroth, base is empty. Doubled his last time up, grounds that one to third. Josh Barnes on to first. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Barnes made that one look easy at third base and had a nice arc to it. That's a textbook throw from third to first, Larry.
Good arm down there at the hot corner for Barnes. I would bet that Barham is going to take the first pitch here. He does just that. Spoils the possibility of a 3-pitch inning, and it's 1-0. Barham has reached twice, once on a walk and once on an RBI double. Grounds that one to the hole. Bailey scoops and airmails Hedge. Barham cruises into second base. That'll go as a throwing error on Bailey. So the inning stays alive for Jack Tadine.
Seeing some of the speed, though, on the base pads from Dunlap, and saw it come back to bite them a couple of times, but now you got runner in scoring position, 2 gone.
Tadine gets under this one. Hedge gives it a look.
He caught it, I guess.
Makes the play. And that ends the inning. So an efficient inning for Tristan Reif. Very few pitches, and both pitchers have started to settle in here in Dunlap. Score remains Eagles 2, Dragons nothing. Headed to the 5th inning in a pitcher's duel in the Mid-Illini Conference opener for Dunlap and Pekin. Jack Barham back out there for his 5th inning of work. Will square off against Dane Lohman to start, and he misses low and away. Lohman, Barnes, and Bailey due up. 8-9-1 in the Dragons' order. Wrapped the opposite way over the head of Malcolm, and it's a leadoff base hit for Dane Lohman.
Just the 2nd hit of the game, Larry, for Pekin. Tells you the kind of game that Barham's been having on the mound, and I swear if you're Pekin, got to take advantage of these opportunities when you can.
Absolutely. We'll see what the 9-batter can do. Josh Barnes grounded out to second base his first time up in the 3rd. Watches a first pitch strike. We saw Barnes make a nice play in the field last half inning. Quick check on Lohman, he's safe. You see the 3rd baseman, Chris Leckrone, shaded in on the grass. Barnes squares, bunts through it, snap throw down to first. They got him. What a throw by Logan Van Hooklen.
They nearly got him, Larry, the first pickoff attempt, and that time he just gets caught sleeping there on first base, and that is a big, big out for Dunlap.
That one sent right back to Barham. 1-3 put out, and after a leadoff single, there's quickly 2 outs.
Crazy how quickly the momentum can shift the other way in just a matter of a few pitches, and just like that, Dunlap's got 2 down.
Oh, how the turntables, as Michael Scott would say. Chopper to short. Routine for Zach Diver. Scoop at first, can't be made by Abendroth. So now it's a 2-out base runner. Van Hookland backed up the play there. Which keeps Bailey at first.
Now batting first baseman number 11, Ethan Hedge.
So Ethan Hedge will get a chance. We'll turn to our official scorer, Joey Wright, for the call there. We'll go throwing here. E6. Joey Wright, producer and official scorer extraordinaire. Fly ball into right. That one's over the head of Wolfcool. Bailey will stop at third base. That one was really driven. Now there's runners on second and third.
Yeah, Wolfcool there was positioned more towards the first base foul line there, and he really had to turn on the jets to try and get to that one. And there was really nothing he could do. That was just a really nice hit there by Ethan Hedge, and now we'll have a mound meeting here. But, I mean, we've gone back and forth this inning. Looked like Pekin was going to string a few hits together. Then it was 2 outs. Now they've got some base runners here.
And, Matt, we were talking with the Dunlap PA announcer before the game, and he said, a great point, and the team that makes the fewer errors usually wins a high school baseball game. We'll see if that throwing error by Zach Diver at shortstop comes back to cost the Eagles. Could have gotten out of this inning. Instead, Broker Bailey is on third base. Ethan Hedge on second after a double. It's up to Tristan Reif. Watches a first pitch ball. Reif is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Another single could tie it. Been a great game so far. Reif almost went around on the curveball. You could tell he was thinking about it.
He was absolutely thinking about it, Larry. You want to be the hero in this situation with runners in scoring position here.
Hitters count for Reif. 3-0. Barham has not worked from behind a lot today, Matt. We'll see what he can do in this count. How about Reif with a 3-0 green light?
That's what I was wondering the same thing, Larry, if he was going to swing if it was right there, and obviously did. Now 3-1.
Opens the door for Barham a little bit. He's set for the 3-1. Grounder to third. Leckrone bobbles. Everybody's safe. A run scores. Bailey comes home, and Dunlap's lead is cut in half. It's 2-1.
That's just an unfortunate mistake there at third by Leckrone. Uncharacteristic of him, and Pekin obviously will take advantage of that and the first run of the ball game here.
Hedge moves to third. Runners on the corners for Luke Towery, who watches a strike. So that run will be unearned. 2 errors in the inning, costing Dunlap. Pickoff throw. Reif is safe.
Think about that first there, too, Larry, to, of course, Broker Bailey reach safe on an error, comes around to score.
Always painful as a pitcher to watch that happen. And all things considered, Dunlap's defense had been solid up until this 5th inning. Both the Dunlap's runs coming in the second. Towery had the right idea there. We'll look to straighten it out and an 0-2 count. Barham back on the rubber. 0-2.
That's close.
Right around the zone. Barham has not missed by a wide margin today. 1-2 pitch. Tapped foul.
Making him work here, certainly. And it's a guy who's struck out twice already today, wants to find a way to get on base, make something happen for his team.
Barham has struck out 6 Dragons. Tried to get Rife leaning again. But Barham hasn't set anybody down on strikes since Towery in the 3rd. 2-2. Hedge on third base, Rife on first. The battle rages on. This is exactly what you got to do against a good pitcher like Barham. Fight off the pitches you don't think you can drive and just stay alive.
It's working his pitch count up too, Larry. Arm's going to get tired sooner. Good patience at the plate.
Another 2-2, another foul ball. Cue the Bee Gees. Got him looking. Called strike 3. But Dunlap, 2 errors come back to bite him in the 5th inning, and Pekin cuts the lead in half. It's now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Mid-Illini Conference Baseball on Clutch Sports Media. Calling a baseball game, no complaints. Welcome back to Dunlap. Eagles looking to hang on to a 2-1 lead or add to it here in the bottom half of the 5th. Chris Lacrone, first batter, set to face Tristan Rife. Pops the first pitch into center. Nauman makes a leaping grab, and there's one away.
Yeah, Nauman had to cover quite a bit of ground there to make that play, but good awareness by him. Track it down, make the out on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Here's Logan Van Hooklen, the cleanup batter. 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Skied out to center his last time up. Tristan Rife doing a great job keeping this Dragons team in the ball game. Van Hooklen. Good contact into right. Lohman can't make the play. Hooklen will cruise into second. Excuse me, Van Hooklen will cruise into second with the double. RBI opportunity for Lucas Dittmer.
Give Lohman credit, though, Larry. That was a heck of a run to try and track that one down and nearly made a Sports Center top 10 play right there.
Would have made the Clutch Sports Media Twitter at the very least. Lucas Dittmer, 0 for 1 with a walk. Flied out to right his last time. Both the Dunlap's runs scored in the second inning, both came with 2 outs. And since then, Reif has really settled in.
He has. He has bounced back after a rough couple of innings.
Dittmer all over the first pitch, foul.
We've seen the power as well from Dittmer, Larry, in his couple trips to the plate so far. Could use that right here with a runner on second.
Van Hooklen with good enough speed to score on a single. Pitch is over the head. The throw is not in time. Good effort by Jacobs, but there's that speed from Van Hooklen swiping third base. Kind of a surprise, but now an insurance run is just 90 feet away.
Talking about a speed, Larry, and he shows you it right there.
And that one nearly hits Van Hooklen at third base. And it's 1-2.
He just straightened that out a little bit, Larry, and Van Hooklen's coming home to score, no problem.
Big spot for Dunlap. Looking to tack on a run. Reif steps off. That's something that we kind of talked about pregame with head coach Eric Stone. Said sometimes we've just had to manufacture runs, and Dittmer is set down on strikes. A nice change of pace from Reif there.
He really got him to bite early on that one and had to battle to get him out. He was fouling off a couple of pitches, but as you mentioned, the change of pace, off speed gets him to swing.
2 down for Graham Malcolm. 4 strikeouts now for Tristan Reif. First pitch low and in. Malcolm is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a strikeout. Senior delivers to sophomore. Popped into center. Nauman makes the sliding grab, and the inning is over. So Tristan Reif keeps Dunlap at bay despite a runner on third base. And the score remains 2-1. Dunlap headed to the 6th on Clutch Sports Media. Top half of the 6th, the good one between Dunlap and Pekin. Jack Barham back out there for another inning of work, and he delivers a swinging strike to Cale Jacobs. 5, 6, 7. Jacobs, Nauman, and Bradshaw due up for the Dragons. Tapper to second. It's going to be another tough play for Malcolm, and he gets the job done.
Great job by Malcolm to stick with it, Larry. I thought that thing was going to come to a complete halt there on the grass, but sticks with it and gets the first out of the inning.
Jack Barham has only surrendered 1 run, and it was unearned last inning as Pekin manufactured 2 runs off of 2 Dunlap errors. First pitch strike to Mason Nauman. Had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. And a tap back to the pitcher in the 4th. Loses his balance there. And it's 1-1.
Barham threw so hard his hat, fell off.
Seen that happen a few times tonight.
Little tongue twister there for me.
Oh, yeah.
Joey's laughing about that one.
You know, I would still probably be pitching if it made all my fat fall off. 3-1 pitch is a strike, and it's full. That strategy didn't work out for Bartolo Colon.
Oh, man.
Payoff pitch. Tapper to second. Malcolm throws offline. We'll score that one a hit.
I would agree.
The sophomore with a valiant effort, but Pekin with a base runner. And anytime you get a base runner late in a game like this, it's always good. Makes it that much more intense. Dragons scratching their 4th hit against Barham. Tanner Bradshaw 0 for 2. Throw down to second. Got him by a country mile. What a throw by Logan Van Hooklen. And now you just hope that Zach Diver, who took the throw, is all right. Big collision there at second base, Matt. And the throw got him by a wide margin. A perfectly placed throw by Van Hooklen because you want to throw to that side of the base. But the throw took Diver so far off, ended up with a collision with Nauman.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Scary situation. It does look like he'll be all right, and looks like he'll stay in the ball game as well, so that's good to see. But yeah, that you mentioned it. That throw was almost perfect, but just threw him off just a little bit. That's where he saw that injury occur.
Now Bradshaw will have to get something going with 2 down. Foul ball again into the street. Haven't had one of those in a few innings. 1-1. Beautiful night for baseball in Dunlap. Little popper. Barham will make the play himself. Gives a little fist pump after calling off the 3rd baseman, Leckrone. And he cruises through another scoreless inning. And it's still Dunlap 2, Pekin 1, going to the bottom half of the 6th. But before we step aside, we want to remind you that we will carry a 2nd game of IHSA baseball coming up right after this. Peoria Notre Dame comes here to Dunlap to take on the Eagles. And in fact, the Irish are just rolling in now. Should be another good one. So stay tuned to ClutchSportsIL.com or our YouTube channel for Game 2 coming up after this. Lower third of the Dunlap order coming up, looking for some insurance. Blake Wolfcool, Ian Donaldson, and Jake Abbenroth. Tristan Reif still out there for Pekin. Sounding redundant at this point, but both starting pitchers have had a great day of work. First pitch misses inside to Wolfcool.
They have indeed, Larry, and that's why you're seeing the longevity of them today, both sticking out on the mound.
Wolfcool out in front 2-0. He's 0 for 2. Was a strikeout victim in the second inning. Flied out to right in the third. Ducks out of the way of that one. It's 3-0. Don't want to start the inning with a leadoff walk if you're Rife. Probably coming to the end of the line of your outing. Really want to set Dunlap down in order, not make things any more difficult for the lineup.
We know how good Dunlap is too, Larry, and be very careful about where you place your pitches.
Rife catches the outer black. Wolfcool didn't think so, but now it's 3-2. Can Rife come back? Payoff pitch. It's a leadoff walk. We saw a number of walks from Rife early on in the outing, but he has not walked a batter up until this point since the second inning.
That tells you.
Since the first inning, actually.
He had the 2 in the first, and that was it, Larry. Tells you the kind of outing that he's been having on the mound today.
Donaldson tries to get the bunt down, and it's a foul ball. Donaldson singled in the second, was thrown out at second base, trying to stretch it into a double, and popped out to the catcher in the fourth.
Huge opportunity, though, here, Larry, for Dunlap to get some insurance. It's been a close game all day long. Maybe they can change that this half inning.
0-1 pitch. That's a beauty of a bunt. Donaldson retired. Successful sacrifice as Wolfcool moves up 90.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Perfectly executed. Gets that runner in scoring position with just 1 out, and now a base hit could potentially score the insurance run that they've been searching for the past couple half innings.
Dunlap has not scored since the second inning. Both of their runs coming in the bottom half of the second frame. Both coming with 2 outs. Abendroth doubled and scored in that inning. Takes outside. After that double, Abendroth grounded out to third base in the fourth. First baseman swings and misses at high cheese.
Be interested to see, too, here, Larry, as we get into the second game of this doubleheader, of course, with a different opponent. See if there's any.
Cue shot, gets through. Wolfcool had to stop before it dropped. The throw goes home, and as a result, Abendroth moves up to second. Heads up base running by the first baseman. Now there's runners on second and third for the top of the order and Jack Barham.
Well, that was a perfect throw from home to, or excuse me, from right field to home, Larry. And good decision by Blake Wolfcool to throw the brakes on at third. Otherwise, he would have been out on a very good throw.
First pitch, excuse me, swing, foul ball.
Uh-oh.
And it sounded like that did that hit a car?
It very well could have. I'm not quite sure, but I heard
crowd
some sort of noise, and
might lead us to believe so. We've Owen, nice curveball, and it's 0-2. Big pitch coming up for Tristan Rife. And a 1-out jam. 0-2. Swung on and belted into left. Bradshaw makes a running grab. Wolfcool tags and scores. And Dunlap adds an insurance run. It's 3-1. And Barham really gave that one a ride.
He did. That was another at bat, Larry, where he had to go deep into the outfield, but Bradshaw able to make the play out there and left, but the runner does come home to score on the sacrifice. So they get that insurance run that they've been looking for, and like you mentioned, first run for Dunlap since the second inning.
Meeting at the mound. Coach Davis out there for Pekin, chatting things over. We'll see if he sticks with his arm, and he will. It will be Rife's inning to finish, assuming he works around Jack Tadine.
A big at-bat, though, here, Larry. 2 outs. And, you know, if you're Pekin, got to keep this thing where it is. You don't want to have to go down by more than a few going into the 7th.
Tadine takes outside. This game still well within reach for Pekin. We'll see if Dunlap still sends Jack Barham out there to finish this one.
Interested to see here, too, Larry, as well, how aggressive Jake Abendroth is on the base pads, especially if we get a base hit into the outfield.
Hitters count for Tadine. It's 2-1. Abendroth with good speed. We saw that on his single, which barely made it past the lip of the infield dirt. Stretched it into a 2-bagger on the throw home. Nice change up there from Rife. Back even at 2 apiece.
This is where, as a pitcher, you want to establish your dominance on the mound. That was a really good pitch. Expect more of the same here.
Big pitch. And it gets away from Jacobs. Good bounce. But he won't make the throw down to third base. Now another insurance run is 90 feet closer.
Just lost the grip, it looked like there, Larry. Very uncharacteristic of him. Haven't really seen that today very much from either of these pitchers.
Rife back to the windup for the payoff. And he misses upstairs. Runners on the corners for Chris Leckrone.
Seen Chris Leckrone get on base a couple of times here today, Larry, and here's your chance to make it happen for a 3rd time.
Second walk of the inning. And it looks like Rife will stay in the ball game. Pekin's dugout shouting instructions to the infield. Leckrone has 2 hits today. That one really doesn't get far away from Jacobs. He thought it got through the 5-hole, but when in all reality it was just sitting right behind the plate. As a result, Tadine moves up to 2nd. Could be costly. "1-0.
And now all of a sudden you have 2 runners in scoring position, Larry, and Basic could extend that lead here from 2 to 4, doubling. That could be very huge as we potentially go into the final inning.
Hitters count for the 3-batter. Leckrone flied out to center his last time up in the 5th. Now it's 3-1. Rife has really lost all control in this 6th.
And we're seeing a lot of patience from these Dunlap hitters, Larry, not chasing anything in the dirt. And they have been able to have good eyes up there at the plate.
3-1 pitch. Swung on and belted into left. Bradshaw watches it off the fence. Abendroth walks home. Tadine scores as well. And it's a 2-run double for Chris Leckrone.
Well, you talked about the potential danger, Larry, that ball in the dirt cost Pekin. And, I mean, he could have maybe scored from first there too, but nonetheless, they get 2 more runs. The lead grows up to 4 now, and Dunlap all of a sudden isn't looking very good here.
Eagles breaking this thing wide open, and Pekin goes to a new arm. It'll be Broker Bailey, the shortstop, in on the bump. 5'7" junior. will look to stop the bleeding. 3 runs across in the 6th. And Matt, off the bat, I thought LaCrone might have gotten all of that one.
That's what I thought too, Larry, and pretty deep out there and left, but I mean, it's about as close to a home run as you're going to get without actually hitting it. So, I mean, we were talking to Coach Eric Stone, and he mentioned LaCrone as one of the hitters that could find his way onto the base pads a few times, and then that's his 3rd hit of the game. So he's had a great day at the plate. Maybe we'll see more of that in the 2nd game coming up here against Peoria Notre Dame.
We'll see if Bailey can stop the bleeding. He'll have to square off against Logan Van Hooklen, who doubled his last time up in the 5th. Tristan Reif, responsible for the runner on second base. Looks like a straight-up switch. Reif in to play shortstop.
Makes our jobs easier.
Indeed. Should have brought the binoculars. Grounded to second. Towery down to his knees to make the play, and the inning is over. But the Dunlap Eagles add some insurance. A big 2 RBI double from Chris LaCrone that nearly got out of the ballpark. Pushes across 2 more runs in a 3-run inning. And the score is now Dunlap 5, Pekin 1. And we'll see if the Eagles can close it down in the top half of the 7th coming up on Clutch Sports Media. Zach Diver in to close it out for Dunlap. And he'll square off against a few pinch hitters for Pekin. Gavin Thompson, the 6'5 junior, will step to the plate, pinch hitting for Dane Lohman in the 8th spot. We're told that Zach Diver is essentially the closer for Dunlap. Pours in a first pitch strike.
I like the decision here, Larry, to go with some pinch hitters for Pekin. Lineup hasn't been able to produce a whole lot this game, and so mix in some new blood and maybe they can get something going.
Pinch hitter on deck as well, Colin Dallaire. Chopper to short. Barham in at shortstop, makes the play. Pekin down to their final 2 outs.
Very nice play there from Barham at short. And you see the speed on the mound translates to the shortstop position as well.
Colin Dallaire takes a hack and a miss. Diver wasting no time going after the batters. Jam shot. Easy play for Graham Malcolm. Dragons down to their final out. Scored a P4. And Broker Bailey. Now the pitcher is the Dragons' final hope. Dunlap looking to move to 1-0 in Mid-Illini Conference play. Diver blows the fastball right by Bailey. Bailey has reached twice, once on a walk, once on an error. Also struck out looking in the third. Jack Barham is in line for the win. Went a stellar 6 innings, 7 strikeouts.
Just like Barham, Divers getting right to these batters. They're not wasting any time.
1-2 pitch. Misses high and away. Small strike zone against Bailey. 2-2. Misses outside and it's full. Peoria Notre Dame awaits these Eagles. Second game of a doubleheader coming up shortly. Full count. Popped into center. Donaldson puts the squeeze on it, and the ball game is over. Dunlap takes the first game of Mid-Illini Conference play by a final of 5-1. They score 2 runs in the second and 3 runs in the sixth to come out with the victory.
Great game here today, Larry, and I mean, this was competitive all the way until the 6th inning when Dunlap extended their lead from 1 to 4, and overall just a great day at the plate for some of their hitters. Chris LaCrone had a very nice game, had that double that drove in a couple of runs, and I mean, overall, great game for Dunlap. They got a great outing from Barham on the mound, and Reif had a very good outing too. Don't want to discount him at all by any means for the Pekin Dragons, but this was a good, solid team effort today from Dunlap.
Jack Barham gets the win, and you got to figure he's our player of the game, Matt. 6 innings strong, 4 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, and he struck out 7. He was not too shabby at the plate either, picking up an RBI double in that 2nd inning, also reaching 2 other times, and picking up a RBI sac fly in the 6th inning. So I'm going to go ahead and say he's our clutch-up player of the game.
I would agree with that statement, Larry. He was terrific on the mound, at the plate, you name it. He was there, and he stood out above all the others here this afternoon.
He certainly did. We will hop off the air quick, and as you can see on your screen, Peoria Notre Dame and Dunlap coming up. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Stay tuned on Clutch Sports Media. We will bring that to you here in approximately 15 to 20 minutes once the Irish get warmed up. So for our entire crew, Francisco Alonso, Gavin Russell on the social media grind, Joey Wright, the official scorer and producer, and my partner Matt Harrington, I'm Larry Larson saying so long for now. Stay with us on CSM. Game 2 coming up.